Hi, welcome to the Lulu Designs YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about everybody's favorite subject in jewelry right now, stacking rings. Our most recent Luxe collection was designed and curated by myself and Kristina, and Kristina's going to help us model these beautiful stacks that we have featured here at our Mill Valley Lumberyard studio. In this collection we are showing rings done out of sapphires. We have the rainbow sapphire collection here that we're going to be talking about. These are pink sapphires, white diamonds, and lavender sapphires. Then we're also going to be discussing more of a textured stacker look. These are inspired from our casting designs. So textured band, here's one with vines, more of a botanical feel, and this one has a beautiful galaxy diamond centerpiece. And then lastly, we're going to talk about different shape stones and how to work with those. So the beautiful thing about stacking is that you only have to start with one, and then you can kind of build and imagine your stack going from there. So there's no wrong or right way to do it. It should be fun mostly, but there's a few basic guidelines that we can share with you that we find fun and helpful in the design process. Yeah. Okay, so let's start with the lavender and pink diamond, lavender and pink sapphire collection. Kristina's favorite color happens to be pink, so this one may end up on her hand for good. Okay, so first you want to start with the base ring, which is usually I suggest if you have a shape curved like this, the curve looks more natural facing the back of your hand. Then again, since this is curved, it needs a ring to accent. The next one we're going to use there, but it could be any ring, similar to kind of what I have on here, any shape ring, something that just nests right in there. So let's just say you started with this ring. You might stop there. I mean, that's a beautiful stack. Then lastly, we'll crown it off with our pink sapphire ring that goes together. And what's beautiful about this collection is what's achieved here is this stack is kind of an illusion. Now the band looks like it's one band, this looks like one ring. Another fun thing you can do with this is that you can take the center one out and it looks like negative space and it's beautiful. Or you could do like I have here and stack them all together, nesting in an ascending color fashion. Like in this instant, I've done the darkest, medium darkest, and then lightest, so graduating like a rainbow would. And then here, this is so beautiful. Kristina's removed the center ring, and now we have a whole different look. So you can see playing around with the rings and color really adds different dimensions, textures, and colors to the hand and overall interest. My number one thing that I love about rings and stacking rings and designing rings is that rings are a gift for ourselves. We get to sit and stare at our hands all day, and while people appreciate it, we appreciate it, and the energy lifts us up. So it's absolutely wonderful. Our next stack that we're going to talk about is our 14 karat gold texture casting inspired stacking collection. So the nice thing about this collection here is you may already own a ring that has texture or some small diamonds in it. And so here's a great way to really get a nice gold look with just the purity of the diamonds, and the texture of the metal is really what shines through. This one's really not about color, it's more about texture and celebrating those beautiful natural textures. So in this case, I would start with the strongest textured ring. So in other words, the one that has the most weight would go at the bottom of your finger. Again, there's no wrong or right way to do this. It's just how I would approach it. The second one would be a ring that you could possibly have, or you would buy for us. This beautiful kind of centerpiece cast diamond ring. So it has a strong central component in the middle, lots of texture, and the diamond is really stealing the show. You'll see that when Kristina puts it on her finger, it's further highlighted by this other ring that nests right underneath there. So what's really nice with these signet style rings is you can stack rings underneath, and that's where the texture really comes out. So these two are a beautiful set on their own. Now this is where it can get fun to add other textures. This is our vine stacking ring, which I'm actually wearing today with one of our diamond, galaxy diamond rings. This is just a nice little accent on the end. You could also do something like a diamond eternity band there, or if you wanted to add a pop of color, a sapphire eternity band there. But again, it's all about highlighting the central piece with adding texture at the bottom. I think this is a beautiful piece, especially if you want something to feel grounded and really highlight your outfit with not a lot going on. The last ring collection we're going to look at is all about diamonds, diamond shape, and sparkle. In this one, in the first ring, we have all rose cut hexagon diamonds. Again, this is a beautiful one to wear just by itself. And here we have some contrast in some other rough cut diamonds. We've got this hexagon chocolate color diamond, and then we have this galaxy salt and pepper brilliant shaped diamond. So this is a rose cut, meaning that the bottom is flat and the top is very rich in color. We also have a few diamonds in the shank. So this would be the center. So you could stop there and you could really see how the sparkle of these rose cuts enliven that centerpiece and really show it as a showcase. To add a little more punch and a little more interest and contrast, we've added this last piece here, which really highlights the contrast in the color of the diamonds. We have the gray and the chocolate galaxy diamonds side by side. This is a brilliant, so there's a little more sparkle to it. And then we have the rose cuts that talk back to the first ring. So it's nice to add some cohesion. You're adding interest, but there's cohesion between these two rings. So again, they're not all three of the same rings. They weren't designed necessarily to be as a set, but they all go together. So those are just kind of some basic ways that you can stack rings. If you're looking to buy one of our rings, come into our gallery here in Mill Valley or shop with us online. You can always take a photo of the ring and send it to us and say, I really love to stack with this existing ring that I have. What can you suggest? And we'd be happy to suggest it. On our fine jewelry collection, all of the rings can be resized to your liking. Another fun thing to know about stacking is sometimes, in my case, I might want to stack 6 or 7 really thin bands. You may consider going up a half size on some of those bands because the more metal that you add to your hand, the more bulk, sometimes the rings can be a little bit tighter. So it's something to think about if you're adding maybe 4, 5, 6 rings to one finger. You might want to make some of them a little bit bigger. So that's it for today, and I hope you've enjoyed this segment on our YouTube channel. Come back and see us again.